Right, it's 30 minutes away from 9. Look at that, they've got sparkling lights in France, who would have thought? It's been one of the most talked about trademe auctions since Tana's handbag. A kite released by U2's Bono has now sold for $1,230. And Tauranga teacher Claire Keem, who caught the kite in the car park of Mount Spart Stadium, is donating all the money to the charity Oxfam New Zealand. She joins me now, along with Oxfam's Barry Coates. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
And that was a lucky catch.
Very lucky.
Were there many people around when you were there with your husband, I think, weren't you?
I was. A few. There were 3 boys who were trying to get it as well. I got there first.
Did you have to wrestle them to the ground or something, knock them over?
Slightly.
Were they badly hurt? Or, oh, well, it doesn't matter.
One of them limped away.
You got the kite.
Yeah, I got the
kite.
kite.
One of them limped away. When you knew, obviously, that this was a feature of the concert, and so it was going to be worth some money, did you, when you saw it coming down?
Not initially. It sort of settled in after a while. People were saying that's Bono's kite, and so we figured it would be best to run for it.
So what did you think you would do with it? You know, when you were running for it, when you first had it in your hands, did you think, well, this is a great keepsake forever, or...?
People were shouting, put it on eBay, put it on trademe, so the idea was right there straight away. Hayden and I aren't entirely sentimental. It's just a kite, and it was actually getting in the way in our bedroom. So we thought, yeah, we'll put it on trademe.
Well, you didn't have to keep it in the bedroom, you know. But anyway, because, of course, the balloons, we've got the kite here now, and the balloons were much bigger, weren't they?
They were. They've gone down a lot.
Helium balloons, yeah. And, of course, people who watched the concert who were there would know that the kite was jammed in the rigging or something like that, and the sound guy went up and dislodged it, and eventually it came down in your lucky hands.
It did.
You decided then to sell it.
Yes.
When did you decide that you would give the money away?
Pretty much straight away, yes.
That's lovely, isn't it? Because you could have done all kinds of things with $1,230.
I could have done my Christmas shopping.
Barry's here from Oxfam. How many goats would that be, $1,230?
I haven't done the calculations, but a lot of goats.
It's quite a few goats.
Yep. In fact, it's going on water supplies and particularly education. We've got work in Solomon Islands, where kids don't have an opportunity to go to school. They don't have clean water once they do get to school. They don't have toilets. So we're working to help education. Claire's a teacher, so we thought it was very appropriate.
Did you have a say? I mean, when you decided to donate the money, did you have a say in where it would be spent?
Yes, they asked me. And, yeah, like you said, being a teacher, I thought it'd be great to go towards education, yeah.
It's brilliant that you can actually do that, Barry, that you can, rather than just put it in a big pot and have it dispersed as sort of $1 here, $20 there.
No, with our programs, we have kind of tracking to make sure that money coming in can go to a specific
certain areas. Is it unusual that something like this happens, that someone will see something and think, right, I'll give all that money to Oxfam?
People are amazingly generous. You know, it's kind of every day we come across these lovely stories of people's commitment to poverty reduction, to helping people overseas, people less fortunate themselves. And there are lovely stories. I must say this is a really delightful one.
Now, the person that has paid $1,230, who didn't want to come on the programme today, perhaps because people would recognise him henceforth and say, he paid $1,230 for a kite and 2 deflating balloons, you're going to actually give them the kite a little bit later on at a secret location.
Yes, we are.
Oh, yeah? Do you know what he's going to do with it?
We'll never clue.
Is it a male? I'm just assuming.
It is a male.
Because no woman would be stupid enough to pay that kind of money for a kite and a few balloons. There's presumably a relief teacher in Tauranga now who's looking after your class today?
There is.
Which class is it? You better say hello to them.
Room 15 at Tahataiko Coast School. Good morning.
Do you have favourite pupils you want to name? You can only name 3. Do you want to choose 3?
Oh, I can't do that.
You see, that's the test of a good teacher. The buying the present for people, that's going well?
The Oxfam Unwrapped is going fantastically well. People are sort of realising that there's not long before Christmas, and a lot of people want to give something that makes a difference for Christmas rather than the usual stuff that gets thrown away kind of 2 days after Christmas. So on our website, there's goats and donkeys.
Which is proving to be the most popular.
Goats are.
Goats,
but there's the unusual ones.
Is it a price thing or just goats?
It's kind of nice symbol and a bit amusing and a bit quirky. Yeah. But there's also stuff there like guns. You give somebody a gun and it gets taken out of the hands of a combatant in trouble spots around the world, or condoms for HIV/AIDS.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Yep.
Brilliant. Was there anything that you could have taken away from Bono that you wouldn't have sold, that you would have kept in the bedroom? Well, not in the bedroom, but you would have kept without selling? Was there any kind of little knick-knack you might have taken? That,
Probably his hat.
if his hat had fallen off or something,
Yeah.
or his pants or something like that had fallen off. Although I don't suppose they would have landed that far away.
No.
Right, thank you very much for coming in, and congratulations.
Thank you.
What a brilliant thing to do.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Claire King and Barry Coates.
Claire, Tahatai Coast School, that's quite new, isn't it?
10 years old.
Oh, it's 10 years old now. Oh,
Yeah.
good on you. Lovely little school.
It is, thank you.
So not quite
Well,
new.
not quite new.
Not actually
New-ish,
quite
shall
new.
we say. New in the scheme of new schools.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, quite old, of course, in comparison with schools that are much newer.
And where is it?
Peppermar.
Ah, lovely Papamoa. You see, you would never have been there, would
Papamoa.
you? No.
Quite an old part of New Zealand.
Coming up next, how thousands of New Zealanders are working to protect their